Hamilton was back on the federal campaign trail today. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre made a stop in Stoney Creek, announcing more promises to stop crime. He said he would give police more power to dismantle tent cities, claiming they're making public spaces unsafe. Jason Gaidola joins us live in studio with these details tonight. Good evening, Jason.
Good evening, Emily. Poilievre said he would give police the tools to criminally charge people in tent encampments, and that the courts have the ability to sentence people with drug charges to mandatory treatment. Meanwhile, the NDP and Liberals made stops in Western Canada, telling Canadians that they're needed during an economic crisis.
We're here to give people a way out. If someone is illegally occupying a public space, then we will allow judges to give them a sentence of drug treatment.
Back again campaigning for Hamilton's vote, Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre says a Tory government will amend the criminal code to allow police to clear public spaces blocked by tents. Poilievre was in Stoney Creek promising that law enforcement will have the tools to also criminally charge people living in encampments, and added that judges can sentence those charged there or simple possession of illegal drugs to mandatory drug treatment instead of harsher penalties.
These homeless encampments are a symbol of everything this last Liberal decade has brought us. Doubling housing costs, out of control food prices.
Poilievre says he would end Liberal laws that he claims are holding back economic growth, and took aim at Liberal Leader Mark Carney's campaign platform. Meanwhile, Carney was in Victoria, BC, urging a vote for his party is the answer during a trade war.
Having a clear mandate will put the country in a better position for those discussions, and also in a way that literally builds this great land.
Carney fired back at Poilievre, calling the Conservative platform phantom growth, and defended his, which included $28 billion in unspecified cost cuts and a promise of increased productivity.
The biggest thing in this election is who's going to stand up to President Trump. Everything I mentioned, Pierre Poilievre would either cut or never mentions, doesn't care. That's a pretty big choice.
Mark Carney is saying almost gleefully that he's going to exceed $28 billion in cuts, that he's going to exceed those cuts.
At an election campaign stop in Edmonton, NDP leader Jagmeet Singh urged voters not to turn their backs on New Democrats, boasting about his party pushing the minority Liberal government on dental care, pharmacare, and worker protections in exchange for support in Ottawa.
That while people have rejected the Conservatives, you can't give all the power to Mark Carney, because what happens when Liberals have all the power, they ignore people. They don't deliver for you.
A nonpartisan think tank at the University of Ottawa released grades for the three main parties' campaign platforms this week. It gave the Liberals a rating of good, while the Conservatives and NDP both received a pass.